Hi, I'm Chip Hardwick. I am the interim exec at the Synod of the Covenant, and I'm wishing you all of God's grace as you undergo this training. I love the question about what was the biggest mistake that I made. And the biggest mistake that I made when I began my ministry here at the Synod of the Covenant was imagining that people cared about the Synod of the Covenant. And I got great advice from Kathy Ulrich, one of our executive presbyters, who discouraged me from asking people what they thought the Synod should be doing or how the Synod could support them, and encouraged me instead to just listen to them and learn about the presbytery and learn about the ministries of each of the leaders in the presbytery, and to learn about the churches, and that the right time would come when I could ask them how the Synod could serve them. That was such good advice. I think it is directly relatable as well for those of you who are going into presbytery transitional ministries. Before asking what the presbytery should do or could do, take time to learn about the churches, learn about the leaders, learn about the ministries in your presbytery. God bless you.
What was your biggest mistake? So I'm going to name that for me, it was more a pattern of mistakes that added up into being a bigger one. And the pattern being the mistake was the way that I was responding to my mistakes. Because mistakes are going to happen. Failures are going to happen. There's going to be some oops. There's going to be some ouches. But how we respond to those moments, that is where I think that I've made some mistakes in the past that I've really tried and hope to learn from. Mistakes like not giving myself enough space to be able to take a moment and to just walk away and just regroup from that. Making the mistake of seeing it as a personal failure when it was a systems issue. The mistake of thinking that, or being arrogant enough to think that I can fix everything, too quick, when this is a shared, baked-in system that's going to take a lot of time. Those are the mistakes, I think, that add up, because failure we can grow from, failure we can learn from, but staying there or not knowing how to respond, we're missing the opportunity to show grace for ourselves, to model for our people how we're supposed to respond to this kind of growth and these kinds of challenges. And so, there are days I look back and I realize that I stayed in that place too long and I should have moved on, or that was definitely a time for me I should have just called time out and just taken an early Sabbath and just taken a day to catch my breath and move on. So the mistakes are going to happen. And I think the bigger mistake was the mistake I made in how I came out of those mistakes. If not mistakes, at least missed opportunities.
Well, welcome to this ministry. For those of you who might be joining, the temporary leaders in one way or another of mid-councils. I'm Sue Crummell. I'm sitting in the office of East Iowa Presbytery right now, where for a few more weeks, I'm the temporary stated clerk. I'm also the Bridge Executive Presbyter of John Knox Presbytery right now. Here's my advice for you. Whenever you start a job like this, it's kind of like going through someone else's dresser drawers. You're going to find some things that are in really good shape that you think, wow, they did a great job. And you're going to find some things that are kind of messy, or even that might be a little bit embarrassing. I want to encourage you to be kind to your predecessor. There are some things that you will have to address, but be kind in the way that you talk about those things with the people who either loved or hated the person who came before you. Just remember, you're going to leave behind dresser drawers someday too, and somebody will have to deal with that.